On a house explosion in Eastlake to tell you about the home leveled and inside an elderly couple. Right now, both victims are at the hospital. Now, here's what we know. According to local fire departments, a massive explosion took place at the 86-year-old couple's home on Lakeshore Boulevard. Now, they're in the hospital right now, as I just mentioned, but preliminary reports say a natural gas leak is behind all this. The explosion so powerful it knocked out windows or knocked off roofing from homes about a half a mile away. Neighbors who witnessed it say the man inside was still sitting in a chair screaming for help.
I had just put my kids to bed and I was sitting at the computer right in that room over there, and the windows just blew out everywhere, glass went everywhere. And it was just really scary. It was like nothing I've ever seen in my life. It was just like out of the movies. You just heard a big explosion, all of our windows broke everywhere, glass went everywhere. You could just see the house completely in flames.
And during all that mayhem in Eastlake, a hero actually emerged from his truck and he jumped right into action. Senior news correspondent Matt Stevens has the story, which is new this morning.
Just a minute or so after the explosion that shook neighborhoods for miles.
And I started to run towards the house and they were like, don't.
Brian Green stopped his pickup in the middle of Lakeshore Boulevard, and he and a friend named Mike Fellenstein went searching for survivors.
Well, did you think twice about going into that thing?
You know, like I said, if it was my family, I would hope someone would do that for me. And like I said, it was adrenaline. I wasn't thinking. I just ran.
Near the front of the flattened house, they heard the faint voice of Frank Pitchler, his head barely visible, his body buried under debris.
He knew what was going on. He said, hurry up, it's hot. And I was like, I know it's hot. You know, the flames were 10 feet away.
Green pulled Frank Pitchler from the rubble just as firefighters arrived, and as they put Pitchler on a stretcher, Green and Fellenstein found Alice Pitchler buried in a back room.
If he wouldn't have said nothing about his wife, we wouldn't have known or heard from her because she didn't say nothing.
They were just watching TV, Frank Pitchler told Green, and the house exploded. And no, Green couldn't believe that anyone survived a force that blew bed sheets into the trees and shattered windows and wrecked porches and garages for blocks. When he saw what little was left of the home the Pitchlers had shared for decades, disbelief was all that came to mind.
And thank God that they're both all right, and hopefully, I will, you know, to their families, best wishes, and like I said, I hope they're all right.
In Eastlake, Matt Stevens, 19 Action News.